Imagine this. You did everything right. You worked, you saved, you bought a home, you built something for your family. And then, without warning, your life stops. Not just for you, but for everyone you love. Within weeks, your spouse is buried in paperwork. Your kids are just waiting. And a judge you've never met is deciding what happens to everything you worked for. This isn't some rare nightmare. It's the default outcome for millions of Americans. And most people don't realize it's coming until it's far too late. There's a dangerous lie we've all been told in America. Trusts are for rich people. You hear the word trust and you picture private jets, billionaires, and offshore accounts. But that belief isn't just wrong, it's actively harmful. A trust isn't about being wealthy, it's about control. Control over your money, control over your family's future, control for when life gets complicated. And life always gets complicated. So let's talk about what actually happens. When someone dies without a properly funded trust, the system steps in. That system is called probate. Probate is a court process designed to settle your estate, but in reality, it often tears it apart. First, the timeline. Probate can take anywhere from 6 months to 2 years. For 2 years, your family's assets can be frozen, while the bills keep coming. Second, the cost. Probate isn't free. Attorney fees, court costs, executor fees, they can consume 3 to 8% of your entire estate's value. Think about that. On a $500,000 home, that's up to $40,000 that your family will never see. And third, the privacy, or rather the complete lack of it. When an estate goes through probate, it becomes public record. Your assets, your debts, the names of your children, your home address, all searchable. It's an open invitation to scammers who prey on grieving families. And if you own property in more than one state, you can trigger multiple probate cases at the same time. But here's the key detail most people miss, the one thing that changes everything. A will does not avoid probate. In fact, a will is an engraved invitation to it. A will is just a letter to the judge, a document that has to be proven in court. A revocable living trust, on the other hand, bypasses the entire system. No court, no delays, no public exposure. But avoiding that mess is only half the story. The real power of a trust is in the control it gives you. A will answers one simple question: who gets what? A trust answers a much more important one: how and when do they get it? Would you really want an 18-year-old to receive a 6-figure inheritance overnight? Most parents wouldn't. Studies show that kind of windfall is often gone in less than 3 years. With a trust, you become the rule book. You can release money in stages, a portion at 25, another at 30. You can earmark funds for education, for a down payment on a home, or for health care. You can protect an inheritance from being lost in a divorce or to creditors. This isn't about punishment, it's about protection. It's the final act of taking care of your family. In the end, it comes down to a choice. You can let a stranger in a courtroom make the most important decisions for your family, or you can make them right now. A trust isn't just a financial document, it's a promise that even when you're gone, your protection isn't.
Let's talk about something even harder than planning for death. Let's talk about incapacity. A stroke, dementia, a sudden car accident. You're alive, but you're unable to manage your own affairs. Here's the problem that almost nobody sees coming. A will does absolutely nothing for you while you're alive. Without a trust, your family, the people who love you most, may be forced into a public, expensive, and often humiliating court process called a conservatorship. A judge, a complete stranger, gets to choose who controls your finances, your medical decisions, your life. Now, imagine a different scenario. With a trust in place, the person you chose, your successor trustee, steps in immediately. There's no court, there's no interruption to your mortgage payments or your business operations. There's no loss of dignity. For many people, that reason alone is enough. But there's this myth that trusts are only for the elderly. People think, I'm too young to need that. But let me ask you, do you have a home? Do you have kids? A business you've poured your life into? insurance, retirement accounts. If you answered yes to any of these, then you already have an estate. And without a plan to coordinate it all, those assets can end up scattered, delayed by courts, or even misdirected to the wrong people. A trust brings everything under one roof. Your house, your investments, your insurance, your business interests. It creates one single plan, one clear set of instructions, one source of truth for your family to follow. And there's another critical piece to this: privacy. A will, once it's filed with the court, becomes a public record. Anyone can walk into the courthouse and read it. They can see what you owned, who you left it to, and how much they got. In today's world, that distinction matters more than ever. A trust is a private document. It keeps your family's finances out of the public record, which dramatically reduces the chance of conflict between heirs. It can even protect your beneficiaries from their own future creditors or from a messy divorce. This isn't about hiding wealth. It's about not inviting chaos into your family's life during their most difficult time. Now, to be fair, not everyone needs a trust today. If you're young, you're renting, you're single, with minimal savings, a simple will may be enough for now. But there are lines you cross in life. The moment you buy a home, the moment you have children, the moment your savings become meaningful or you start a business. At that point, a trust stops being optional. It becomes defensive planning. It becomes the responsible thing to do. Because the real bottom line is this: a trust isn't really about death. It's about love. It's about providing clarity for the people you care about. It's about preparation. It's about making sure your family isn't left guessing what you would have wanted, or fighting each other, or begging a court for permission to take care of you and manage what you built. Most Americans think they don't need a trust until the moment they really, really do. And by then, it is always too late. Planning for the future isn't pessimistic. It's an act of responsibility. And for so many of us, a trust isn't a luxury. It's the quiet, thoughtful decision made today that prevents a lifetime of regret tomorrow.